Hello, Let's Do Video viewers. Welcome back and welcome to the boardroom for the first time, Cara. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Cara Shannon. I am the Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Crestron for our Intelligent Video and Unified Communication Solutions.
Now, I'm excited because we have three new announcements. There's a press release behind us, and they all solve a problem that I'm having in my boardroom here. The problem I have is it's hard to capture everyone in the room with the right angles. We're getting good with, we have now like voice tracking, so I could set one camera to go to me when I start talking, but it's this camera and I'm looking at you when I'm talking, so everyone is seeing this nice side of my face. Oh, embarrassing. I don't like to, this is my best side. My best side is front on, so I need to have a camera there and I need to have a button so I can switch it. I'm not dealing with all that. I'm hoping that some of these announcements can help us out. So what do you have for us?
Definitely. Our new visual AI direction feature for our Automate VX multi-camera speaker tracking solution solves exactly that problem, where you're in those larger boardrooms, people might be looking in different directions. They might want to talk to someone who's up on a monitor up at the front, or they may be talking to someone at the back of the room. In that case, this is going to automatically switch cameras using that visual AI, so no one has to press a button.
Now, I'm a visual person, and that makes sense to me, but I need to see it to really understand it. And I appreciate you sent us a little video. Can we watch it now? You good with this?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Have you ever been on the far end of a video conferencing call and the person who is speaking turns towards the back of the room and you've got this nice view of the back of their head? With Crestron's newest feature for our Automate VX solution, which is called Visual AI Direction, that is a thing of the past. So what you'll notice now, if I turn towards the front of the room, you're going to get this nice head-on view of me. And if I talk to someone who might be across the table from me, you're still going to be able to see me head-on. It's switched to a camera that's across from me now. And if I turn towards the back of the room, it will switch to a camera that's back there. So this solution is available now. If you're interested in more information, you can visit Crestron.com.
That's great. That's exactly the experience that I want, but I thought I was going to have to hire someone to sit in the corner with one of those switchers with all the buttons. And you're telling me that was all done with AI?
Yeah, it's all automatic switching. So with our solution, you're still going to create a room design. That way the system knows where the cameras are, where the different positions someone might be talking from are. But that's very simple and easy to do. And then from there, the Automate VX system is just going to take care of deciding which one of those cameras to switch to based off of the direction your face is looking.
Now, that's a perfect segue into our second topic, which is room design. I'm very nervous about room design. This, I spend a lot of money renting out, we're renting here, but this is the, penthouse suite, the tallest skyscraper in Miami. It's $100,000 a month. And if I start drilling holes in the walls, I can't cover that. I mean, I need to know exactly where everything's going to be, where everything needs to be before I start drilling holes and hanging things. So the second announcement is helps us with room design. Is that right?
Yeah, so it is a new improvement for our Intelligent Video Room Designer. It allows you to go ahead and add in furniture really simply. So one of the things that we heard from a lot of people that were using this solution was that they couldn't find a furniture plan for their space that was the one that they were using exactly. This allows you to tailor it so you get that exact measurements. And you can add tables and chairs and displays, so you can really simply create those room designs. And then, on top of that, you're going to add where your microphones are, like you always have, as well as where the cameras are. And this file is then exportable. You can do this all online ahead of time and then upload it to your Automate VX system in the field. And that is your configuration. So it's not, getting in there and setting a lot of presets for each location in the room and stored in the cameras. Is all going to be driven by this room design.
I love this because you do need something like this. You need a plan on paper before you start actually knocking things down in your room. And what we used to have to do is hire engineers to use this software called, I think it was called CAD or something. It was too complicated for me. I'm not smart enough to learn how to use it. You have to hire someone, and it was expensive to get these CAD designs, and you couldn't make changes easily. You couldn't do it yourself. This looks like something I could just play with. This is like what are the sim life where you build your own like little house and you move your little people around. So I think this is going to make things a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. For people who particularly have a couple of different floor plans in their room. So the room you have there is great. It looks like the furniture doesn't move, but the solution goes into a lot of rooms where it may be a three-way divisible space, and sometimes it's the furniture in each one of those rooms are a U shape. Sometimes they're a boardroom table. Sometimes it's set up like a classroom. This allows you to be able to really quickly create those different furniture plans, store them as, essentially room scenarios that you can recall with a single button press.
I was going to move on to the third thing, but one more thing you really highlighted there is the flexibility of this. I am an analyst covering trends and everything, and when everyone's talking about return to office, what they're talking about is flexibility. The days of we bought a big round table and you got to learn to live with it, whether it's the way you work with it or not, it's not okay anymore. The furniture has to suit us. We have to be able to move things around. We need flexibility. We need to be able to change our design. So, again, you don't have to go back to a bunch of engineers. You want to be able to say, well, what if we move the table a little to the left and just see what it's like? So the flexibility, it's not just this is cool software. It really ties into what the trends that we're seeing at the workplace today. People need this stuff. And with that kind of ties into our last announcement is, what if things get moved around a little bit? Things can be tricky, especially audio. The reason I'm let's do video is because I'm not smart enough for audio. If something goes wrong with video, I see it and I can fix it, but audio, you find out afterwards. So can you help me out with this? What are breadcrumbs?
Yeah, so when you have a room design, which you can see that we have here, you're going to have your furniture on there, your different mic locations. You're going to do that all ahead of time before you drill in the walls, as you said. But when you actually are deployed, you have the ability for someone to kind of talk in these different areas, and you'll be able to see the microphone data, particularly with your ceiling arrays. So we do integrate with a wide variety of different microphones. I would say that this feature is probably the most useful when you're using a ceiling array. So you can actually see where the mic is reporting data, how close that is to your room design. So that way, if you need to adjust something or, and move the chairs and the virtual mic locations over a little bit, you have the ability to do so.
This is great. And it really does tie in. I was just at Enterprise Connect and I was on a panel, and the topic of the panel was return to office. And we spent half the time talking about the fact that when you're at home, you're perfectly framed in front of your little Zoom or Teams window and you look great. And sometimes when you're in the meeting room, you're saying, hey, I have an idea. Anyone want to listen to can I be a part of the team here? And it's just not what we're looking for. And it's been getting better and better. But we really need full AI direction and all these features. So I'm glad to see that this is what we're focusing on at Crestron.
Yeah, and it's been a great progression. We started with just the speaker tracking, so it would go to the different locations around the room. From there, we added on our visual AI auto framing, so it would do what you were saying, center someone in the frame. If they move a little bit, it'll adjust, and then now our visual AI direction really takes that to the next level, allowing for those camera switches so you're always seen head on.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Anything else you want to share with our viewers before we wrap it up?
If you guys have any rooms or spaces that you think this is applicable for, always go ahead and, reach out to your Crestron sales representative. The more information you have about the room and the space, the more we can make sure that there is going to be a design that matches what you're looking for.
Great. I'll put some links in the description to follow up. Thanks so much for being here. This was great. And thanks everyone for watching. Take care.